So guys, welcome to the new channel. Anybody that switched over, I greatly appreciate it. This is not, like I said, for y'all that don't know, I had a channel that was a group channel. We had a few people in it, and it was mainly wrestling with some other sports stuff in it. This channel, however, of course, you can check out my main channel on the featured channels, and everybody that's going to be taking part in this channel. I've always had a passion for wrestling, for mixed martial arts, for basketball, football, baseball. This channel is going to cover all that, and also we're going to throw in video games. This is going to be a all-around sports-centered channel with some video games and a couple other random things throw in there. But today I want to review this video game, UFC, EA Sports UFC, and this is hands down one of the best video games, not only MMA games, but sports games, period, that has been put out. Now, there's very little to complain about, but I'm going to make this a fair review. All the reviews you've seen me do on my main channel, on my backup channel, or on this channel, pertaining to video games, it's always fair. It don't matter if I'm a fan of that franchise or that series, I will tell it like I think it is. And with that being said, this video game, I've not really seen very few people actually came out and said they hated this game or they didn't like the game. But for instances, there are a few things that are bad, and let's touch on the bad things and then work our way to the good, and I'll give you my final overall grade on this game. Now, a few of the bad things. The number one thing that irritates me, that pisses me off about this game, is the fact that there is not an event mode on this game. So, on the THQ games, you know, you can make an event mode. You could make your own pay-per-view. You can make your own fight night. On this game, however, you cannot do that. So, every time you want to do a fight now to practice with someone, or it's just a dream match you want to see, or a match that's going on an upcoming pay-per-view and you want to play it, you have to exit out to do another match. Now, that is annoying. One of my favorite parts, besides online, on all the UFC games, was to be able to make my own event mode. I would make my own event modes. I would record them. I would share them on Facebook. Me and my friends would do tournaments like that on the event mode. It was just a fun thing to do, and of course they got rid of it now. Hopefully, I've seen quite a bit of stuff on Twitter and on Facebook, people wanting this, so I don't know. I'm hoping that they can patch it, do an update and put it in the game. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they will. I don't know if they'll just wait till next year's. I don't know if it's going to be a yearly franchise. I've heard different reports on if it's going to be yearly or bi-yearly. Someone said that it was just going to be like maybe every 2 or 3 years they'll do another one, but you'll get fighter updates, roster updates, which is another thing that, but the number one thing is no event mode. And then, like I said, with the fighter updates is what leads me into number 2, which I'm kind of irritated about. They have left off, the roster is kind of thin. They've left out big names, decent sized name fighters. And at EA, several different times they said that there would be free roster upgrades. But now they're going to charge you for these fighters. So, I pre-ordered the game. I got it at midnight launch. So I got Bruce Lee and Hoist Gracie free, but now I see they're charging people $7 to get those fighters. And I think, you know, in the back of my mind, I knew with an EA game that we was not going to get anything free. But that's another complaint. And a couple other things is not really big, but it's enough to kind of irritate you. They changed the combat system. And that's going to take you a little bit to get used to. But after you get used to it, it is a more fluid combat system. They changed the submissions. They changed the ground game. They changed takedowns. They changed just about everything about this game. But like I said, once you get used to it, it is better. It is for the better. But one thing with the whole combat system that irritates me, and it's not really the combat system, it's just slight little things. Like, everyone does flying knees. Everyone does suplexes. When it's not realistic. It is not realistic for fucking Cain Velasquez to throw a flying knee. it is not realistic for Dennis Seaver to do a fucking suplex like Chael Sonnen would do, or Rashad Evans, or Dan Henderson, or Daniel Cormier. It is not realistic, and everyone does this. And the cage control is gone. Like, you know, the last game, they had it where you could get up against the cage, push off, do a submission like that, do different things. Now, you can do cage strikes, which is outstanding. It's an awesome innovation, and that's a good thing about it. But the rest of the stuff, like where you can push them up against the cage, take them down off the cage, or you can use the cage to get back up, it's gone. It's not there. And once you back up a couple feet from the fighter, every fighter, they will slap their chest, they will smack their stomach, and if you win, that's the main go-to for everybody pretty much when you win. They'll smack themselves, smack their stomach, smack their chest. Now, and that's not the way most people do. Now, like with Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz, Anderson Silva, yeah, they drop their hands, they taunt you. But most of the rest of these guys, that's not realistic what they do. Now, they've got most of the fighters' movements down to a T, but that just rubs me the wrong way. And I guess where I'm such a huge mixed martial arts fan, you know, it bugs me. But to a normal, just random person that just likes the video game or just is a casual fan of mixed martial arts, it probably won't bother you, but it does me. And that's really it for the bad things. And one more, on the online play. Now, if I'm playing with a friend, I don't care if it lags, if the internet lags. But if I'm playing in a tournament or I'm playing for my career, online career, I would love to be able to set a thing like on Undisputed 3, like where you could only fight people with a certain connection to the internet or certain speeds to the internet, and you can't. And sometimes you get people that and it lags like fuck, and then when you're bitching on your headset like, god damn this lag, man, they want to say, don't make excuses, it's lagging for both of us. And I'm like, well, if you're fighting every fight with it lagging, you're going to be a little bit more used to it than me. And I know that sounds like I'm just nitpicking and whining, but it bothers me. But let's move on to the good things, and then I'll wrap this up with my final thoughts on it. The good things are the graphics are undeniably the best graphics of not only a MMA game, but a sports game period ever. You cannot find a game with better graphics, a sports game with better graphics than this. I would even go as far as to say that right now on next gen or current generation, a lot of people still call it next gen, so I just use that as a reference, but PS4, Xbox One, not counting PC, this is in the top 5 of graphics, period. And I'm not exaggerating, I'm not bullshitting you, it is. People was praising NBA 2K14 for graphics. This blows NBA 2K14 completely out of the fucking water. The graphics are amazing. The fighter movements, like I said, the way they got them down, that is amazing. They have got online tournaments this time. They've got online championship where it's not just like you're fighting somebody, you get promoted up and up and up. The career mode is better. The career mode, they actually have the Ultimate Fighter on here. You know, you can pick all this stuff, and it is amazing. The cage strikes is a huge plus. Just the all around movements of it, you know, it's an improvement. But besides that, you know, except for the things that I nitpicked on there, and a couple things that I thought was a huge flaw in this game, I would have to overall give this game an 8.25 out of 10. Now, if it had event mode, and it wasn't for those little minor movements and taunts, I would have gave it a 9. It is really that good of a game. It is no bullshit. It is amazing. It is fucking an awesome game. If you're a UFC fan, if you're an MMA fan, MMA in period, Bellator, World Series of Fighting, Invicta, it don't matter what you watch. If you're a fan of MMA, you need to get this game. If you're even just a fighting fan of the genre of fighting games, you want this game. This game is definitely a must-have for any MMA fan or any game or any fan of the fighting genre. And that's really all I have to say about it. Hopefully they will patch it, and if they do, I will give an update on it. But look forward to more gaming reviews on this channel, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we will have everything from wrestling, MMA, basketball, football, baseball, soccer, hockey, everything that you can think of will be on this channel, and so make sure you hit the subscribe button, guys, and thanks for watching.